Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you subbed and stayed. This video was on February the 22nd, 2019, so it's just a few days after she lost her job. And this was what I'd saved a couple of the comments that were under the video at the time, but she'd put, "You can donate to the Pompom Langer Fund by sending via PayPal. Send money to friends and family to ll42863@yahoo.com. Thank you." And one of the messages I saved was from Yvonne Marchand, and she said, "It's not up to the world to take care of you. You're nearly a senior citizen and you haven't learned to take care of yourself nor save money for the future. Instead, you look to those of us who've gone to college, worked, invested, saved, and otherwise prepared for that rainy day, as well as retirement. Is getting your nails done and buying makeup more important than being able to eat during your retirement? You do know it's recommended that we retire with a minimum of 1.5 million in our IRAs or TIAAs, etc. That means you should have been saving since your 20s. Do you want to give lip service again about how high class you were, because you are clearly not? You're a social climber who will always be e-begging for their next scam. When you were being a rebel, your words, and breaking rules at your last job, you didn't give a second thought to what you would do without your job, and how you'd continue to live beyond your means when you have to support yourself, your son, and 3 animals. If it was just you, fine, that's your problem, but why let others suffer? And you haven't been taking your senior pets to the vet regularly. Gucci has never had his teeth cleaned. You are truly the most selfish person I have ever encountered. Those animals deserve better than you, is all I can say." Then somebody else put, "Laurie, instead of asking people to send you money, get them to send the money to the vet direct. That way people know it's definitely going to Pompom and not you. Maybe sell your car and pay for the vet bills and use your son's car." I can't believe this woman. She begs for $2,000 for her car. She gets the money and then goes out and buys tattoos and makeup and other crap. She's a scammer. Then others were telling her to contact a local humane thing. Someone said they'd go direct to the vet and that you can get your scripts done at Walmart cheaper. And then someone was saying, this made me laugh, "Hi Laurie, instead of deleting the prank messages, just save them and play them. Your views will go up and you can get back at these idiots that won't leave you alone. Aren't you the one that always tells people to own this and make it your own? Well, own those prank calls and cash in. Put all the messages on playback and make a big video of all the messages. I bet your views would go through the roof and you could get closer to helping the Pompom baby. Just a thought, and remember, we all love you, Laurie." Yeah, whatever. Right now I've got to find where the thing is. No. Is it that one? Yeah. Just check that I'm not covering up the thing again. Right, shall we jump in? Sad face, sad face, sad face.
Okay, and if he...
Wow, that's quiet. Oh, I know why. I was listening to a video a minute ago, and on 2 it sounded like she was shouting at me. It was madness.
He can't give a credit card over the phone, then use mine. Okay, so Burke is at the emergency, the not minute clinic at, what is it, the clinic, because he's had this bronchial cough for a long time now, and now every 2 seconds he's doing this. So I thought I had medical insurance for him. I'm going to sound like the worst mother in the world right now. And I did, but it lapsed. It's through California. It's not private. There. So there, you know that. I'm going to tell everything. So I said, just go to the emergency place and pay. Just pay. So everything, and you guys, doesn't matter. If I had my job, I don't have money for a rainy day because I'm so behind the 8 ball because of everything that has gone on. And now, so, do you see how her nose isn't black anymore? That just happened like a day or two. And I've been researching it, and I looked at it, into it. I've had her to the vet before here. She's had an ear infection, brought her to the vet. I brought her to the vet when we first moved here. She had terrible diarrhea. I always took care of her. All my pets. I take care of my pets. Do I get them annual checkups? No, I don't. Never have. Didn't grow up that way. I have a different view on it. My view is it stresses them out. I don't live that kind of life that I can really afford that. I've never had problems with my animals that needed anything.
See, this is the whole thing though, isn't it, Lardy? Oh, I'm behind the 8 ball because whatever. You've never put money away for a rainy day. You've never got the animals regular checks so that you're ahead of things. So if something needs doing, you can save for it. But I don't know about over there, but here, if you get an animal, you get animal insurance so that if they get hit by a car and they need an operation, it's covered. If they get a disease, it's covered. You sound like my sister-in-law when we were talking about home insurance. Oh, it's like throwing money at the fire back. And what happens when you need to claim? I'm sick of people that never think past tomorrow. And this is her all the time. She's got a child and 3 animals. And she'd rather buy a Tom Ford lipstick than put money away and have something for when things go wrong. Oh, I know. I'll just sit there and cry on camera and get these stupid minions that watch me to pay for everything. My son's not well. My dog's not well. I've just lost my job. Help. You're 56 in this video and you can't even look after yourself. It's sad.
Any kind of, I spay and neuter. If they get sick, I bring them to the vet. That's how it works for me. Bella caught her nail, which I know people think are too long, but they're not. I cut them. Please don't worry. On something, and I brought her. And I could tell Pompom just isn't herself, and her breath was bad, which is one of the first signs that you see of gingivitis. And it even said in the vet's office on the TV that even after dental cleaning for a pet, within 2 weeks, bacteria has built up again and gingivitis after this amount of time. And I can't bring my pets in and she won't let me brush her teeth. Okay, so that's my reasoning for why.
She won't let me brush her teeth. Had you been brushing her teeth from the start, she would have. Same with Friday Doobie Wilson. You did it once and you haven't done it since. What are you going to say? He wouldn't let me. Yeah, he would. They get used to it. Alright, you don't want to brush their teeth? Get them dentist sticks then. Get them to do the job. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Why I didn't. And now I have her scheduled for next Wednesday because she has a gum infection and she needs a lot of her teeth pulled. And I didn't know, and I checked her teeth. She won't really let me, she's timid in that way, won't let me near, but like, she's just, I could just tell, like, she's just not happy. So, once again,
I'm begging.
I'm not starting a GoFundMe, but I figure, like, what if everyone just gave $1? 500 people get, I mean, so she can't have the dental surgery until next week because she needs to be on antibiotics for a week, or else it could go, the infection can go into her bloodstream. And here is the bill, okay? Right there. Today's date. I mean, somebody could say I made this up. I didn't. 7/34/92. With that said, you can PayPal me directly. ll42863@yahoo.com. Just do send money. That way no one's charged a fee. Send money to friends and family. If you want to do that and you want something that I have, just tell me and I'll just send it to you. So, for instance, this bag that I blinged out, I'm going to sell. I did all the hand placement of everything, the chain, and it does have, I made the chain longer. It's got this beautiful bead at the end. My head is just going to explode right now. It's just going to explode. I don't feel like crying. I just don't want to cry anymore. But anyways, really nice long chain that I made because the bag itself didn't have this long of a chain. So I did that. And then I blinged it out even on the back. There's that part. Oh, have to glue that back down. Okay, anyone want a piece of crap bag? Until my heart's not in this. If anyone wants to buy this beautiful enhancer, just you name your price. This beautiful enhancer.
What have you stuck on the back of it, though?
You can put on a necklace or a strand. It's amethyst or a strand of pearls or beads. This one, so on one side it's like that, and the other side it says, I love you to the moon and back. Here's her medication, so I'm not lying. Clindamed. I'm selling this Coach bag that I love. It's genuine Coach. It's very old, but it is in such good condition. There's no peeling at all. You can hold it by the handles, by this. It is like brand new inside. It's genuine Coach. Obviously, I'm not going to sell it for $1.
Would anybody else get away with this at 56 years of age? Oh no, I don't have pet insurance. Oh no, I don't have a rainy day fund. Oh no, I'm expecting you lot to foot the bill as usual.
Also going to sell this Rebecca Minkoff backpack, also in perfect condition, like for as long as I've had it. I did get this in Boston, but look at the edges, they're perfect. Inside has that. I was thinking about, like, for everyone that donated a certain amount, I would send you a Scentsy car bar. This one's black raspberry vanilla.
Whoop whoop. You can buy them. And they don't have to give you 8 times the price of one to get one.
I don't know, just like I can never get ahead of it. Job or no job. I don't have enough money to live. I don't have enough money to live. I don't have enough money for all the things that I need. Yeah, some people are gonna say, I bought a tattoo, right? I bought Burke a tattoo also. That costs money. I do have some money saved so that I can float for a little bit if I don't get a job right away.
You just said you didn't have any, so do you or don't you?
You guys have to understand, like, I'm living above my means as far as where I live. I didn't want to ever live in an apartment that was $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom. The first little house that I moved to in Long Beach was $1,795, which I could totally afford. I can't even breathe anymore. Like, I don't know. And then it's going to probably happen to Bella as well. It's expensive to have animals, I guess. I never had this happen. My mother and I had pets growing up, but we never had problems with their teeth.
How do you know what your mum paid for the animals? You don't, do you?
To this extent. I feel like everything's happening all at once, you know? My head feels like it's going to explode. So Burke is at the clinic now. It's going to be $107 for the office visit. So I just said, please text your dad and ask him if he can pay. Oops. Damn. Oh, no caller ID. Okay. Here comes that. You begging for money, Lori? I don't know what else to do. I can't say this won't happen again. I honestly can't say it. Almost 56. I've never, ever, ever.
Almost 56, and I've never, ever, ever looked after myself. I've always expected somebody else to foot the bill. Shit happens, Lardy. It happens to all of us. But you have to prioritise in life and act like a grown-up.
Someone just sent me 3 hearts. I don't know who that is. Do you think I want to do this? I don't know who this is. Oh, hi. It's okay. Thank you. I knew it was someone good because it wasn't. I know who it is.
Right. Do you think I wanted to do this? No, probably not. Nobody wants to do it. So, what you should have done was look after your animals in the first place so you wouldn't end up in this position, but it's a bit late for that now. So, the other thing you could have done is given them up to the Humane Society or whatever and said, can somebody adopt them because I can't afford to look after them? There's a thought. Back when my son was a baby, we didn't have a pot to piss in. But the bills were paid. My child was fed and watered and dressed, and at the end of the day, myself and my husband lived on a tin of soup and some toast. Because we didn't have enough money for clothes and bottles and nappies and wipes and all the other things that went along with a baby. The rent was paid. My son was looked after. All the bills were paid, and then at the end was me and my husband. And if there was something for us to eat, we ate it, and if there wasn't, we didn't. But what's the point? She never listened. It's not my fault. My mother left me here. Blah, 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 blah. Never your fault, is it?
I know. You've been such a good friend to me. You give really, really great advice. You're a strong, super smart. You're super smart, A. I'm going to call you A. Way smarter than me, and I'm really smart. Squeeze. But A, I can't even begin to have a conversation with you about politics or oppression, racism. Like, you blow me out of the water. You are so smart and so strong, and I love that about you. And you're so beautiful inside. And all of the things that you told me about yourself make me like you even more. Because you guys, if you could just email me, I'm getting a lot of texts. Yes, I disabled comments because I'm not going to read through all of them. I just want to say my piece. And I'm just talking to one particular person right now.
If you've disabled comments, who are you talking to?
My heart is like pounding. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. That's fine. I know you're not a hater or a troll. I know exactly who you are. And then A that we're talking. I think what's most beautiful about you is, I want to say this as an analogy and in such a way that you will get it. But you know my heart. Like, I would never say anything mean.
Yeah.
So you basically, like me, have all these warts all on the inside. Like warts, like a frog. Like frogs are still beautiful, warts and all.
What is she going on about now? This is how you're going to say thank you to a woman. You remind me of a frog covered in warts. Okay, where's this going?
Hey! No. Oh, and people were mad because Bark sprayed the dogs when they barked. he's not spraying the dog. He's spraying next to the dog to get them to stop barking. We are not cruel to our animals. And yes, I do yell at them and tell them to stop licking when I'm on camera. Excuse me.
Do it whether you're on camera or not.
What? Okay, why couldn't he pay with his credit card? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, an antibiotic. Oh, okay, yeah. Get Mucinex DM. Oh, okay. See, I do know a lot, Burke. I know you don't think I do, but I do. Mm-hmm. DM stands for dextromethorphan or something. It breaks up mucus, yeah. So no inhaler? No inhaler? Okay. So why not an inhaler? Did you ask for an inhaler? Yeah, I mean, you will feel terrible when you do the inhaler. It makes you so jittery. It's steroids, you know?
Oh, she knows everything about everything, medicine-wise, doesn't she? All the different effects things have.
No, just go to, you can either, the Walgreens that I go to where you get my prescriptions is the cheapest. It's cheaper than CVS. But I don't think, but it's a Z-Pack. That's a high dosage for 3 days. Or 5 days, okay, instead of a regular antibiotic. Yeah, that's what it does. It's different than like a low dosage of long antibiotics. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go to Walgreens. Yes, they're open till 9. Okay. I'm glad. Okay, thanks. Yes. Okay.
What's wrong with Gucci? I've never heard Gucci cry like that.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I want your dad to pay for some of this. Okay. Oh, bye. So, okay, he doesn't need an inhaler. Gucci, what's the matter? There must be a spider somewhere that's driving me crazy. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just on here, you know. Had 2 phone interviews today. And a fake one. Anyways, if everyone just wanted to give $1, any little bit will help. I have to come up with $700. Like every time I think of my heart, I had to sit down in the doctor's office. He was so worried because he had asked me, "Can you hold Pompom while he, what was he going? Oh, he wanted to check her hips and stuff." And I suddenly got like really dizzy because I suddenly looked at her nose. Like I let it go too long, hoping it would just like fix itself or something. I don't know. I looked at her nose, it was gray, and she used to have such a beautiful black.
I remember talking about that at the time. I remember you posted photographs of them, and we had photographs on the bakery of how bad she looked, and you just let it go and go and go and go.
Shiny nose, and I know that she's been in pain, and there's nobody else responsible except me. And I do give them, I switch them to food that's crunchy well after, like when I first found out, when she first had her teeth pulled, the doctor told me, switch to a crunchier food. It helps with there. And I did that, but she would never eat a dental bone, and it causes a lot. I mean, there's all these reasons. There are all these reasons. There's reasons. I'm to blame.
Yes.
I know I am. Somehow, I don't know. Like, somehow, I don't live a normal life. I don't live a life that you think of. They're watching. Are you gonna say anything?
How the hell am I supposed to donate if your life tax disabled?
You can donate on my email if you want to. And why don't you put your real name and your real voice and just be a real person and be honest and say how much you hate me. You're not, this is such bullshit. It's no caller ID. I can't block them. It's insane. Anyone who wants to donate via email, no, she's getting her teeth pulled out no matter what on Wednesday. That's the only way. She's doing the antibiotics, and I'll find a way. I'll sell things. I'm just worried that I won't be able to pay my rent. Like, gas is so expensive.
Take the bus, then.
Everything's just so expensive. And I'm all on my own.
Oh.
Living where I shouldn't be living. But I can't move because I can't afford to move. I can't afford to move. I should be living in Florida.
You said you didn't want to move to Florida. You wouldn't live in Florida. Now all of a sudden you want to be in Florida.
I'm doing this so that you guys can see. Over and over again. What?
I wouldn't give you no money you won't mooch. You just gonna go buy beer and alcohol with it and drugs. Everybody knows that. And if you say you are, you're just lying. So I'm calling to tell your followers.
This is Kevin. I know that this is Kevin. You sound like Kevin.
You said the other day that it sounded nothing like Kevin. It's whatever suits, isn't it?
So everybody on here knows who this is.
Lisa.
No, it's not Lisa.
This is Lisa Burkhardt. Look me up on Facebook.
Nope.
I live in North Carolina.
Oh, right. It's Kevin. I can totally tell by your voice.
Lisa Burkhardt, North Carolina. Look good.
Yeah, you sound just... I've heard that voice before, Kevin.
Yeah, well, you are very good detective.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's the voice that he has used. You gonna call again? Sit there and watch me and call again? Yes. Very distinct voice with the lisp. And I've heard that voice before. That's how he makes jokes. either with a Chinese accent or this southern accent. It is so him from a block number. So pathetic. Call yourself a Christian. Good Christian. Call yourself a good Christian.
You can't just sit there and say, I know it's them, when you don't know it's them. It's like blaming me for putting an ad in Craigslist. You think that the only people that you don't get along with are like 6 different people, and that's the only people that would do anything or say anything. There's far more people out there, Laurie, than just us. And if I wanted to say something, I'd say it. I wouldn't be hiding behind anything. You think you're the only one with a backbone?
A good person.
My socks are falling off.
So angry with me because I told the truth. Move on.
No, they're angry with you because you're not looking after your pets or your son, and you're expecting everybody else to do it for you.
Move on. I should be nothing. I should not take up space. You can't stand that I'm on here and have the nerve to ask yet again. Yeah, I do. I am not above being humiliating myself. I'm gonna humiliate myself to save my dog. What if I did Patreon? What if I have a Patreon page and then that's how you all would be able to watch me? You'd have to subscribe with a payment of $10 a month.
Yeah.
People do Patreon. I might do it.
I pay that amount of money for Netflix. Who would pay that for you?
Anyways, I am going to do a few of these. For right now, I don't know where I'm going to come up with that money. I have to sell some things. I'll have to put some on a credit card. I don't know. Every time I think about it, my heart, I had heart palpitations for a few days now, and just the stress of everything. And
My son's sick, my dog's sick, I'm having a heart attack. Somebody please pay for it for me because I didn't act like a grown-up and save money or get pet insurance. First thing you do when you get a pet.
my registration is due this month.
Anything else?
As well. Anyways, my oils that I'm making my own perfume did come in, and I'm testing them out. I will say they smell amazing. They smell amazing. I said to Bert, what do I smell like? And he said, a cupcake. But that was just one single scent, but I'm going to mix scents. It's not going to be it's close to the skin. So it's not a very projecting, it's going to be an oil, a rollerball oil. So there's not a lot of projection, and it's not going to last hours and hours. This is not going to be an eau de parfum. It is.
You're really selling it to me, Lardy. I definitely want a bottle of that. It doesn't last. There's no throw. Yeah, great. I'll have two.
An essential oil, but on me, I heard the drier your skin, the better. So put it on dry parts. It'll be good for your dry parts. So white stuff. White in the corners. Disgusting. I could put it on my eczema or whatever, and that's where it would smell more.
Eczema or whatever. I thought it was something to do with psoriasis or arthritis or something. It's always something different, isn't it?
Oh, it does. It's very unusual. Some very unusual scents, like almond, marshmallow, strawberry, vanilla. Yeah. And then a base note. I have to do the whole ratio, but that's what they're gonna. And those all.
And that's what you spent money on after you lost your job. And now you're begging for money. Does she even know how bad this all sounds? She doesn't care though, does she?
I'm going to definitely sell. Sandy, thank you. Thank you for the text. So, I'll sell things if you guys want to make me an offer. Oh, hi. Oh, great, my AT&T bill is ready. Kathy, I'm happy to sell you that bag. So what we would do, just email me with what you want to give within reason, obviously, and I will need your...
I thought you were desperate. Within reason.
Shipping address. I'll mail it out tomorrow. You can email me ll42863@yahoo.com. That's also my PayPal. So just do it as send money, and you're just going to have to trust that I'm going to mail it to you. And I will.
How about you send her the thing and trust that she'll pay for it? There's a novel idea.
Never stolen from a person, ever in my whole entire life. I would never, ever deceive and steal. Ever. Ever deceive somebody.
Don't believe
I
you.
couldn't do that. That would hurt my heart too much. So I'm going to look in the camera and I'm going to say, I have never stolen from anyone, any personal person, and I would never deceive you. She doesn't have any teeth. They're rotted. When I finally was able to look, she has missing teeth anyways, but they were like gray. Like one of them is like really gray. It's bad. There were a ton of other people in there too with all kinds of things. Someone saying, it just like the same thing. Not everybody is on top of, taking care of their pets. Like, I'm not a big doctor person.
Says the woman who's in a doctor's once a week at least, calling 911 and going to the emergency room in ambulances. Does she know who she's talking about?
I don't run to a doctor. It took me years before I even got my knees done. Even when Burke was a child, I don't run to doctors.
Yes, you do.
I wait and I see, and like Gucci. I know my animals. So Gucci, I could tell was having, this was, well, way back when my mother first left. Kept going in and peeing, and I could just tell that something was wrong, and I could tell by looking at him, like I could literally hear his voice. I have this weird sense sometimes. I know it sounds crazy. This weird sense, like I can literally hear what he was saying. And he looked at me and he was like, I'm dying. And I took him without an appointment. And he had to have emergency surgery. He was like, but it happened quickly, very quickly. Lots of male cats have it, like a blockage in the urethra from like a kidney stone. So in addition, he's on prescription cat food, which is very expensive. My head hurts. My head fucking hurts. Anyways, I'm gonna I can't move, and the weather in Florida would kill me. I'm just saying that's where I should live. I'm not moving to Florida. I'm not moving. I cannot move. I can't move. Do you understand? I can't afford to move. Moving in itself, I would have to recoup everything would take years. The best thing to do is stay put. Plus, my credit is shot. I can't rent anything other than where I'm living. I can't even get a credit card.
You said you had a credit card.
How do you get out of this? How does anyone get out of this when they're all alone with no help? How do you get out of it?
You don't get into it in the first place. That's what you do. When you're all alone. You're 56. You're not 12.
And I'm talking about a dollar from 228 people, 230 people that are watching, that they're watching for a reason. 19 people that gave me a thumbs up, that's $19. Any little bit will help. I'm serious. It will help. The medication alone. Well, her pain medication is going to be $14.59. This doesn't have the medication that I bought today. That was the doctor's visit, which they worked with me. I had them lower it because they wanted to do a blood test first. Blood test was $135 to make sure she was okay for anesthesia. And I said, well, what choice do I have? Either she goes home and we don't do anything, okay? Or we get blood work and it says she's no good for anesthesia, so we go home and don't do anything. Or I put her to sleep, which in itself is like minimum $200, and I don't want to put her to sleep. Or we just go and do the surgery. What do I need a blood test for? I can't, $135 for a blood test to show that she's okay to have anesthesia. So they lowered it. So first they're going to clean the teeth that she doesn't have for $197. Extract canine molar, 2 of them, $109.96. Extract canine incisor, 3 of them,
incisor.
Extract canine tooth, 2 of them, $219.26. She's going to have tramadol for pain afterwards, $14.59, which I'm going to take some. Not really, you know. Just trying to be a little funny.
Yeah. Because we know you will.
Pre-anesthetic blood work that they're going to do in-house went from 135 to 62. Oh, so let's see. Then they're going to do IV catheter, fluids, injection antibiotic, injection pain control, anesthesia. So it's a bundle. All of that for $197. So the whole thing comes to, not including what I paid for today, $734.92. Be assured that the health of Pompom is our highest concern. We will do everything possible to maintain that health. And then they, you have to ask. You have to put yourself out there and risk everything, because had I not said, well, can we lower any of these prices? Can we lower $135 for blood work today? Like, I just can't. If I hadn't asked, that wouldn't have been lowered. Then, when they were going to make the appointment, she was like, first I can take her is March 9th. I said, March 9th? Like, no, he said next week. They fit me in for next week. And I'm nice about it. I'm not a bitch. I don't go in there demanding. I go in there empathetically saying, like, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Anyway, even if it's just to say hello, just let's help. Any little bit, anything that you guys do that is from your heart, even if it's not money, is help. Okay? This is what this forum is for. Thank God I have it. Thank God I have people that support and love me.
The thing is, though, you would think that every time she's fucked up, she'd think about it and say, right, in future, this isn't going to happen again. But she never learns a lesson from anything. So she got Pompom's teeth out. Did she then start paying pet insurance? No. Did she start taking them for checkups? No. Did she get them groomed? No. She's just coasting along until the next disaster, and then she'll have everybody bail her out again.
And someone wrote something nasty about that I yelled at my dogs because they're licking, and that could be I know everything. I know Bella starts to cry the minute I start to talk. They don't sit there licking incessantly when I turn off the camera. Although Gucci is licking right now. I don't want him licking on my bed. Some people don't let their dogs and pets on their bed. Some people don't let their pets on the sofa. Do you think that's terrible? I'm like, oh, poor dog can't be on the sofa. Like, I let my dogs on the sofa. So some people crate their dogs. I don't look and say, oh my God, that's terrible if they crate them. Some people leave their dogs alone all day while they work. Some people, there's like all kinds.
You do.
Some people
did
breed their dogs. Some people have to put their dogs up for adoption. Some people move and have to leave their dog, have to put the dog up for adoption because the place won't allow them to have pets, and that's the only solution that they could find. Enough. There's a dog crying outside. Some people have a dog that can't use their back legs, and they put them in one of those little wheelchair thingies. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. Some people, my grandmother let her dog die. Just let her dog die. Never took it to a vet. Could tell it was sick. It was his heart, and she just couldn't deal with it for whatever reason. Suppose my mother could have stepped in, but she didn't. You know, it was my grandmother's dog. My grandmother wouldn't let her, and she let the dog die. Either you put them to sleep too early or you put them to sleep too late. There's no perfect time. People let some, you know, like there's all kinds. You can't go around judging. You have to know, you know, not every dog is a Jiggy. And Jiggy, I don't know, I have my feelings about that too. Like, poor thing has to wear clothes. Like, dogs don't like clothes. They just don't. I tried to put Bella in clothes and her skin got all itchy. And Jiggy has alopecia. And he never walks. Like, dogs are supposed to walk, right? They're supposed to walk. Cats.
Who the hell is Jiggy? Anybody know? Yeah, dogs are supposed to go out and get fresh air and walk. Yours don't.
That live next door, they're constantly getting fleas. So what, do you not have an outdoor cat? They're animals. They're not people. They're animals. You know, we put human emotions onto animals. We say, oh, you know, like if Bark says, you're ugly to the animal, I get mad. Not that he says it, but he'll say, Gucci, you're so ugly, when he squishes his face back. And I say, don't tell him that, because they do react nicely to your voice. Oh, you know, but he wants Gucci to be a like cuddly cat, and he's not, and he goes over and he picks up Gucci, and Gucci goes, no. And I have to intervene and say, Bert, leave him alone. He's like, I just want to hold him. Well, just you, that's what you want, right? But
but what about you when you're grabbing his face and touching his paws when he doesn't want you to? Is it Burke who does this, or is it you?
Cat, let him, that's what he wants. He's not the kind of cat that you can hold. It's all on his terms. He's lying right here. Flat cat. It's on his terms. He's like, I just want to hold him. I get it. You just want to hold him, but how else can Gucci say, leave me the hell alone? He can't. Will he live? Yeah. What about cats and dogs that grow up with little kids that, or, 5 kids in a house, and, the people on YouTube that have all those little cute little white Maltese in, where do they live now? London, Ireland? The Jools. With all those little kids running around and all those dogs, you think every single second a dog's tail doesn't get stepped on, pulled, something, like, you know. It happens. Shit happens. Not every... I think, generally speaking, my dogs are very well loved. I know I love them. Do I take them to the vet as often as maybe you're supposed to? No, I don't. If I had a lot of money that I didn't have a whole bunch of other things, yeah, maybe they would get dental cleanings once a year. But I can't do that for 3 animals. Are cats supposed to have their teeth cleaned too? Oh well. I mean, yeah, I can hear it. Maybe you wouldn't be in this predicament, Lori, if you did keep up with them, but no, I'm done. I'm not answering your call anymore. That's the end of you. You can cut off. You will never, ever, ever receive a pickup from me. So you can call and call and call and call and call, but that was it. That was your last voice on air. So go onto your own channel. And all of those calls, if I did go to the police, they can be traced. Just saying, they can absolutely be traced even without a caller ID. So, I really don't want to do that. But if maybe one day I have really nothing to do, I might just do it for shits and giggles. So, seriously, stop. Just stop. Just stop. All right. 45 minutes, boy, from this girl talk. I think you all like it. 30 people are watching.
I thought there was 200 people watching. Where did they go?
Anyways, thank you all for watching and listening to me as normal. I don't know if I'm going to allow comments underneath, to be honest. I'm not listening to your voicemail either. It's going to just go deleted, just to let you know. So you can leave voicemail after voicemail. That would be nice to be around the corner. But honestly, the weather in Florida would kill me because the weather here is starting to kill me. Burke came in to me and said, it snowed in Rancho Santa Margarita. That's not that far from me. That's like, it's not far. Let me see how far. He's like, why is it snowing in California? It snowed in Las Vegas, right? Did anyone hear that? He said, it's never snowed in Las Vegas. I swear to God. What is happening? What's happening? Rancho Cucamonga. No. Rancho Santa Margarita is 28 minutes drive from me. And it snowed. If snow comes here, I really will flip my lid because I moved here and it's a nightmare that I have, a reoccurring nightmare that it snowed. It's going to snow in California, that it snows, and I go, in the dream I say, I thought it wasn't supposed to snow in California because I'm so afraid of snow. And now it snowed. Like, even in the mountains, seeing the snow. I don't want to see the snow. Oh, I just have to say, and then somebody commented, because I said, this rain. Oh, please don't. The comment was this. I have to do it in this voice. Please don't complain about the rain. Wait, I have to read it.
That's exactly the voice you used when you were imitating me. And you wonder why you piss people off. I've no idea.
Sorry, Gucci, get off the computer. Oh, she just bought a new computer. No, I didn't. I didn't really buy one, and I need it. I need it to apply for all the high-paying jobs that I'm applying for. Where am I? YouTube. Let's just go over a couple comments here. Oh, and then Sandy Foster. Why won't you go away? Lori, if all these people on the Gossip Bakery don't bother you, why do you constantly go on about them? You gave viewers hell for mentioning names, saying it gave views you, blah, 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 blah. I can't read the rest of it because she writes her comment and deletes it. Just go away. Sandy Foster, Miss Know-It-All.
Right, we're back. Just had a conversation with the son. We've been fiddling about with Steam so my game will work. Right.
challenge
they?
me. Why don't you block their numbers from your phone? Because they call from from no caller ID. Oh, one of my videos just hit 250,000 views. It's the one where I show how to style my pixie. Now, I've done it again, but it hasn't hit that many. But this one did, so woohoo. Wait, I just want to find that one. Here, from Tracy Howard. Your name is mentioned. Please don't complain about the rain. California is in a severe drought. It was predicted California would run out of water within 2 years. You are very ignorant. Wait.
She's ignorant and she's wasteful. She leaves the tap running and laughs about it.
Okay. See, why can't I go into this? Oh, and so I replied. Nikki wrote Joker. So I replied, me complaining about the rain has no bearing on whether it rains or not, as I am not Mother Nature. The rain happens to kill my body. Me stating I do not like the rain does not make it go away. So, in fact, you are very ignorant to think that I have that amount of power that saying I wish it wasn't raining has anything to do with the outcome. Plus, no amount of rain will help Southern California. That's true. This rain might help areas less dry, but certainly not where I live. So I ask you, when it's sunny, should I complain about the sun, which causes the drought? You're one of those people. Hashtag fool. Please don't complain about the rain. I am ignorant. I am ignorant because I said I don't like the rain. Why can't I just say I don't like the rain? Why can't I just say that and have no...
God, I hate that whiny voice she puts.
Nobody comment or think anything more. These are just words coming out of my mouth. They're meaningless. They're meaningless. My words are meaningless about what I think. Sandy, I'm going to read it later, okay? I'm going to take a look later. Too many, everyone. Yes.
Why is it making that?
Scum. They are. All three of them. Scum.
All three are who?
And denim. Blue jean. Denim. You know, denim. Oh, I showed this to James. You tell me, do you guys think this is coincidence or not? I don't know. Let me see. Hang on. My camera. Stop looking. Where is it? Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So, here's the voicemail that I got. Let's see if you can see. Hang on. From Youngstown, Ohio, at 5 a.m. this morning. My phone was off, so I didn't bother. And then...
Why do I never know where the... I will get this finished. If it's not one of them, it's the other. Right, got 6 minutes. Come on, we can do this.
And isn't this funny? Youngstown, Ohio. That's where Denim lives. I'm just rubbing that whisker on my chin.
You were the one who brought him into the conversation.
What a coincidence.
Coinky dink.
Oh, your dogs are beautiful. Are they blue-nosed pit? One is a pit. Well, they have it's short. The first one looks like a blue-nosed pit. Oh, this lighting is good. This is good lighting. Ooh. Just watching my numbers. 224, which is my favorite number. Oh, 226. Helicopter.
They're coming to get you. There's a presenter on QVC called Jilly. And she's got a pink blazer on. And it actually fits her. Who knew?
I'm going to go watch HRH video because she's talking about her Chanel bag collection. I wish I had a Chanel bag collection. No hate towards her. I'm just saying I wish I could never have a collection, let alone one Chanel bag. I couldn't ever see myself spending, I guess it's all relative, but spending that amount of money on a bag.
I don't get the appeal of overpriced handbags. Especially not, I've said this 1,000 times, not Louis Vuitton. Everyone goes on about, oh, I love my Louis Vuitton Speedy or Neverfull or whatever the hell they're called. All you're doing is advertising for Louis Vuitton, going around with LV all over your stuff. Some of the Chanel bags are beautiful, but I wouldn't pay that amount of money for a bag when you can get a bag that looks almost identical. Why? The reason people want Chanel's and Louis Vuittons and all the rest of it is to brag that they've got a designer handbag. And who really gives a fuck whether Jenny on the block has a designer handbag or a bag she bought at TJ Maxx? Nobody cares.
When do you get used to that? My cousin married a very rich man. She was very poor. Like, not from her parents, but just from herself. Wait, I do need to get some Good and Plenty, so hold on a second.
You were told to stop eating them because they gave you high blood pressure, apparently.
Okay. Anyways, so my cousin was like a beatnik kind of when she got into her 20s, and she married a very, very rich man. Like he had all of his clothes made, tailored. Very rich.
You haven't eaten the first one you've put in. Stop putting more in.
And I think it was the night before their wedding. He handed her a prenup. She didn't know what to do. She said to her father, what do I do? I mean, I was like, well, do you want to marry him? She was like, I'm marrying him. So, needless to say, she was a miserable bitch at her wedding. We all didn't know why. Now, you know. She'd been handed a prenup the night before. They had one child. Ended up getting divorced. She got a very big settlement. And she went on to marry another guy, very religious Jewish. And they have 4 kids. And they're very religious. Really fucked up family. Not because they're religious, but like he was like a musician with Cher, and then he was like almost an ordained minister. Oh, I'm jammed. That means it's time to go. Anyways, an ordained minister, not of the Jewish faith, and then went on to become part of this very specific Jewish sect. Can I unjam this? No. Once it's jammed, it's jammed. Anyways, my point was, get on the point, Lori. When did she become accustomed to that lifestyle? How do you become accustomed to it? I don't know if I ever would.
Yeah, you would.
Or how long does it take? Does it take a while to, like, feel free to go in and buy a Chanel bag? And not say, oh my God, a bag for $2,000? I could do so much more with that $2,000.
Like, look after your pets for one.
Or does it just become relative? Like a $2,000 Chanel bag to someone that can really afford it is the same as me buying a $100 bag?
You can't afford a $100 bag.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm jammed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for anything that you can give to help towards Pompom's bill. I'll figure out a way. Even if no one were to help, I will figure out a way. But if I don't ask, the answer is always no, right?
And there we are, finally at the end. I'm going to put a couple of pictures up that were on her Instagram today or yesterday. And if you lasted this long with me, thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one.